Greetings, beautiful beings, and welcome to the Breathing Bar. I'm Ahuvia, your bartender, today and every day. And here at the Breathing Bar, we experience all the beautiful dynamics of life as we put them all into these elixirs and tonics, the bitter, the sweet, the sour. And we just explore all the dynamics of living while human. So today we're continuing on our Who Are You series, you being an acronym for your own understanding. You are your own understanding in the absoluteness. Yet, many times we allow our indoctrination to block the natural flow of our essence when it tries to come up and express itself to us. So we're going deeper and deeper into that. And last week we dealt with who are you in the space of you being the sum total of your frequencies, your belief systems, and your indoctrination. And now we're going to go a little deeper into that, but move it into the realm of what isn't said out loud is said out loud. But before we do that, I'm going to tell you what I'm drinking on. And like I said, we have a light menu now here at the Breathing Bar. And I have been growing food for a local school, so I have been juicing a lot. I have been juicing a lot of bitter and a lot of mild herbs. Any seeds that don't go to fruition, or sometimes we, the children, plant too much. So what I've been doing is getting a lot of sprouts, a lot of carrot tops, and any roots that I come into, and I've been juicing them. But I've been fermenting it. So I've been doing a lot of fermented, tonic-y type of green root drinks that have been very beneficial and very nourishing. And I really appreciate that in this season. So I do that in the morning before I do anything. And then what I've been eating on, I have been delving deep into my mung beans. So I've been doing mung bean sprouts, and then I've been doing mung bean soup with a little bit of sunflower seed lecithin. I ground up my cardamom, my cumin seeds, which are now my all-time favorite, and I make a wonderful, wonderful porridge, and I've been eating on that. So that's what we're eating on here at the Breathing Bar. So now today our theme is what isn't said out loud is said out loud. And all that means is no matter what you feel and no matter what comes out your mouth, the universe registers the true intent. And when we see our experiences, the true intent is what comes out. So if you're having experiences you don't want, many times it's because whatever frequency you're on in your mind, that stronger frequency is what's being expressed in the different situations. Because you're wondering, why did this happen? I didn't say anything, Yeah, you did. What isn't said out loud is said out loud. So that's why you really have to be intentional with growing organic inside and out. It's the same with growing. We want to grow food. So yeah, we plant a seed and we want all these wonderful things. But if we're not organic inside, certain relativities are not going to be met in the relationship we're having. You may grow the food, but it may not have the full nutrient content. Or you may not get out of the relationship a deeper understanding of your connection to the flora and the fauna. So when it comes to our minds, it's the same thing. What's not said out loud is said out loud. So if you have conflicts with someone or you have conflicts with yourself about yourself, like all of us do, that has been my journey, my conflict with myself, more so than outside. And so I've had to say, okay, who you're looping? Because I'm looking at different things within myself and how I express myself to myself. It's not even something that I'm expressing to anybody external. I'm looking at my internal expressions of myself. And I say, okay, we're doing good. We're doing good. I do my little checklist. But here we're looping because somehow this isn't, the momentum I need for this isn't happening, or the shifts I need aren't happening. So somewhere I'm looping. Now, you may not understand where. I don't understand where, but I know it's there. And acknowledgement and being aware of that is really important, because I'm knowing that I'm saying something out loud that I don't want to say out loud. So say, okay, I talk to my organs. What am I saying out loud to get you to respond like this? Or my emotions. What am I saying out loud that you're hearing? What frequency is that? And so you have to kind of be aware of what you're saying in your head. And that's why I always say, bring it to the table. Write down everything you feel, no matter what it is, because getting it out allows you to shift your energy. Now, keeping it that way, because many things we say out loud is deep in us. So even if we say it out loud, that doesn't mean it's not still there. Even if a year down the line, that doesn't mean it's not there. Because that frequency is strong. What have you been doing every day to shift it until you change that habit, change that frequency, release it from your active consciousness, your active energetic consciousness, I'll say. And so that's why it becomes important to start to every single day. And as I get into the me moments, taking those me moments to shift energy. The breath is one of the quickest ways to do it. A lot of times, and that's why a lot of times people in the mornings go into their rituals of meditation and prayer, because they're trying to set an intention, an energetic intention throughout the day. They don't know exactly what's going to happen. They don't know what's going to happen, but they're saying, okay, let me set an intention by energetically putting myself in this space. So innately, historically, we're taught to do this through prayer, but a lot of times we still leave our power to some external force that's going to activate it. When it's like, no, we activate it. And so when you bring it into your intention, you'll go through your rituals, whatever they may be, your clearings, but whatever you do. But you're saying, okay, this is how we're going to proceed. So it doesn't matter what is happening in your midst. What you're saying out loud, even though you're not saying it, is still activating the way you want it to. And that's when we get into the space of understanding our frequencies and what we're saying. Our thoughts communicate through energy. Universal law, like attracts like. The law of relativity, cause and effect. The frequency you're putting out is what you're going to bring back. Now, it may not happen at that moment. It may build up until a whole scenario happens. And you're like, whoa, where did that come from? Or, wow, I really wanted this. So it can go on either side. But at this point, we just want to make sure you're aware that what's not said out loud is said out loud. And even if the external variable or whatever the external circumstance is never knows what you want to say, your body, your organs, your cellular memory is registering it. So it's going into that subconscious memory bank to be activated later. And if there's other similar or compatible frequencies in that space, they'll connect. And you may create a whole scenario that has nothing to do with anything you've ever considered or thought about manifest in your life. And you'd be like, okay, then. So that's where we are, beautiful beings, really coming into the space of understanding what's not said out loud is said out loud. And when it comes to your own healing, your own sacred space, your own nurturing, moving in that space of self-judgment, even if you're at a space where you're no longer doing that, know that that energy could have been so strong from decades of feeling that way that unbeknownst to you, you're still looping in it, even though you're consciously out of it, wondering why certain things are still manifesting. You have to deal with the looping. And by acknowledging it, you're dealing with it. You're like, okay, I'm looping. So come on, loop. We don't want to do this anymore. Consciously, I'm cutting my loop. So now my thought is this. And so every day I may do that just because I know somewhere there's some looping going on, even though I'm not quote unquote conscious of it. So I hope this makes sense. I hope this makes sense on some level. What's not said out loud is said out loud. So that's where we are at the breathing bar, going deeper into who are you? Ultimately, who are you depends on your ability to engage your own understanding. Well, in order to engage your own understanding, you have to give yourself a space to align with the purity of who you are so that you hear that voice, so that you hear that sound, so that you connect with that intuitiveness that you have. So you all have a wonderful morning, noon, evening, wherever you are, and we'll talk soon, beautiful beings. Give thanks.